Whitney.
Definitely.
We loved her. Yes. Yeah. You know, I didn't know my own strength. Remember that song that she had? Yeah. I look to you. And now it seems like when I hear her music, I listen to it differently now. Yeah. You know, now when I hear the part, you know, and it sounds
magic.
Yeah.
That's a powerful song right there.
It is.
It is. It's almost like she's singing from heaven now. Misha Watley, you were here on our 6-month anniversary special that we did on March the 9th. What was your experience coming on to the show? And I know you've been a guest on the show before. You came back last season, was season 1, when we talked about hair. What did the people have to say? I know you had people out there listening to y'all. What were some of the comments that you were getting from the people who listened to the show that night? Mm-hmm.
Well,
no, not about the hair. about the special, the 6-month anniversary special.
Well, really, nobody didn't say nothing.
Nobody said anything to you.
But when I came on show, I was actually nervous again. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Even though you had been on here before.
Even though I've been on here before, but I was actually nervous again. But it was beautiful.
It was good.
Recap. Cody, Justin Martin.
Yes, and Salma too, Nelson. Yeah.
Me and her, we connected that day, and every day we just talk to each other whenever we see each other.
That's good. And that's another thing too, you all, this show has created, not necessarily friendships, but it's created so many connections, so many associations. And you know, I'm not saying everyone in this room is going to be best friends, but when you all see each other one day, you'll be like, hey,
you was on the show.
Yeah. You were at the finale. I didn't say y'all were going to hug and be best friends forever, but see, you all know each other. You know each other's face. If you happen to see each other out in the streets, you'll say, oh yeah, Kara, okay, you were on the finale. Okay, Justin, you were on the finale. Okay, Xandra, okay, you were on the finale. Have any of you all actually had the chance to speak? You know, you said, I know, come on, Misha, that's it. I'm sorry, your name slipped my tongue for a minute. Misha, you said, you know, now when you see Sal, you kind of speak. Have any of you all ever, when you see someone that you've noticed from a show that you've done, do you kind of be like, and when you see me say, hey, you're okay, that's good. I know, especially the women, the Women in America show. Have you ladies seen each other since then? You've seen a couple of them. Okay. What about you, Xandra? Have you seen any of?
I actually knew everybody that was going to be on there, except the guy from the NAACP.
Right, the National Action. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I messed that up so bad, but
it's okay. Yeah, okay, the National Action
Dave
Network.
is the
David E. Reddick is the NAACP. Chapter president.
Yes, but I know David and I know Jaleesa, but I didn't know the guy from the
National Action
But
Network.
if I see him, I know him.
You'll know him. Were any of you all's parents listening? Family members? Any of y'all have family members listening? Raise your hands. Who had their family members listening that night? Okay. I'm just gonna kind of go around the room. What were your family members? Your mothers and your mothers and your fathers. I hope that, you know, I'm bringing across a good message to the parents out there. What were some of y'all's parents having to say? Sam, I know I saw you raise your hand. I'm gonna go ahead and start with you. When you came onto the Men of Radio show this season, what was your parents had to say about that show?
Well, it was just my mom.
Just your mother?
Yeah.
Okay, just mom. Okay.
You know, first she complained how she had to stay up, you know what I'm saying? And now it's kind of late, but she had fun. My grandma, she tried to listen to it, but she couldn't find the radio. I gave her so many links, but she still couldn't find it. It's okay. I still love you, grandma.
That's okay. That's okay.
But yeah, but most of my family tuned in though. And I had some cousins. They listened to it too. And they said we did good.
That's good. So. That's good. I'm really glad. Who else had a family member in here or somebody tuned in? Okay, Justin.
Yeah, my mom. Mm-hmm. My mom, and I sent her the links on YouTube for my dad and my aunt. And when my mom called me right after which was late when we got done.
Right.
It was nice to hear like for the first time being on radio saying I sounded well, sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
That's good.
You know,
as long as it sounds like, I like you know what you're talking about.
I was good. Love you.
It's
Mom.
okay. Stefan, you said that your folks back at home are listening.
I actually didn't have any of my parents to tune in. You know, they're just Facebook junkies. That's it. But
oh, okay.
I've actually had some people to come up to me and tell me that they enjoyed the show, and
that's good.
Like, for example, there was a girl in the cafeteria. Nice to see you again. I've actually I used to be a student at Gadsden State, and I've actually had
Gadsden State Community College.
Yes,
in Gadsden, Alabama. Yes, sir.
And they've called me and told me that they've enjoyed the show, and
that is good. That is so good. Did anyone who one thing that really is a trip for me, is an excitement for me, is when people come up to me who I didn't even think knew about the show, and they tell me, "Oh, I listened to your show." "Oh, you do? Oh, okay, yes."
Hey, let me tell you something about yourself, okay?
Okay. Tell me about myself, Sandra.
Your stuff is on Facebook every single day. On the timeline, people pictures get tagged. People know you.
Okay.
People know you.
Okay.
For real. They know you. They know about your show.
I really didn't. I guess because for me, I'm so in my own little world when I try to do this, because you have to stay grounded, when you're doing this type of work. You can't be all over the place, and I don't even really, and I don't want y'all to feel sorry for me, but I really don't have that many friends. When I say I don't have that many friends, it's not because I'm lonely, it's because I have to have such a grounded life, if focused. Who said that? Okay, there you go. So many people in the room. It's just a voice. I have to be focused to do this kind of work, and y'all don't know how much work goes in, how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into this. So it's like I can't always go out and just party and hanging out, especially the night before the show. Thursday night, it's like, you want to come out? I gotta get ready for tomorrow's show. I gotta get ready for the show. I have to get ready for the show. I have to get ready for the show. And on Fridays, I'm MIA. From about 12 o'clock noon to about 9 o'clock, you do not see me. I'm ducked off somewhere, because I know I have a show to do in a couple of hours. And so, I don't think that's all bad. And in regards to, my friendship circle is not as big as it used to be, because like I said, I have to keep by myself so many hours of the day in order for this to go right. If there is one word, and I'm gonna go around the room here, if there is one word that can describe your experience on the show, just one word, and I mean it, one word, what would it be? And I'm gonna go around the room, starting with Miss Chandra B. Jones. One word now, not 10.
Thoughtful.
Thoughtful. Okay. Emotional. Okay.
Passionate.
Okay.
Informative.
Positive.
Exhilarating.
Mr. Big Word over there. Exhilarating.
Exciting.
Fun.
Inspired.
Audacious.
You, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a very descriptive word, Sam. Yeah.
The show just good.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll take good. Well, I can definitely say that I will take each and every one of those words, and I will place them in this little place inside my chest that is called a heart. And when I look at you all,
You can do this.
What's oh Lord, you and new stories.
All right, I remember Ed as a freshman coming in at the orientation. You remember that?
Orientation.
For rotation DJs.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold up. Don't say anything embarrassing.
No. It's not an embarrassing story.
Okay, is it a good story?
It's a good story.
Okay.
I'm not about to do you like that on your show.
Okay.
Okay. So you got up in front, you introduced yourself, and you said, "Look, I'm gonna have me a show on here."
I think I remember that. I do.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And looking back on that, I was just like, wow. Like, he was serious about this for real. See, I wasn't gonna embarrass you. It was a good story.
That's good.
Good story, right?
That's good. Yes, it was a good story. And one thing I can remember is that when I did come into this, I did want a show. I did, and I wanted to be surrounded by positive people. I didn't want a show of mess. I didn't want no Wendy Williams. You know, what's that thing she does? How you doing? No, I didn't want that. No, I didn't want that. Because God bless you, Wendy Williams. I love you as a human being. I want you to know that. But that's just not my style. That wasn't that. I didn't want it to be my style for this show. I wanted this to be more of an Oprah Winfrey, Montel Williams, type thing where people can look back on it and smile and be happy. We look back on those 25 years of Oprah's show, and don't we smile? Don't we?
Yeah, we had a moment.
Yes, you and I. We shared, you and me, Sierra Tillman, we shared a moment about Oprah Winfrey and how she has inspired billions and billions and billions of people. And I pray that when this show is all said and done, when it's time for this show to say its final goodbye, whenever that may be, whether it be tonight or whether it be another night, I pray that this show has inspired billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of people. To all of you, to all of my guests who, Stefan, would you want to say something?
Yes.
Yeah, go right ahead, please.
I have to say that what makes the late night unique from other shows is that it strives to breach subjects that people are not ordinarily willing to go, and I think when I meant by audacious, I meant that daring. You're not afraid to, go beyond the norm and go out. You strive to go outside of the box, and I think that defines you as a person, and I think it really brings out the character in you.
Thank you so much, Stefan. And that's really what I want to do. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to talk about laid back stuff like social networking, and talk about Misha Wiley. We did a show on hair one time. We did a show on reality TV. That was a fun show, but it's those heavy topics: hazing, Trayvon Martin, racism, Muslims in America. Those topics that kind of cause a little sting. The hazing show, I can definitely say that as I read in the introduction, that was an intense night. That was probably the most intense night. That was probably more intense than Trayvon Martin, because for the most part, and this is why I say it was intense, when it came to Trayvon Martin, for the most people, America already had a set idea as to who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Not that anybody had been convicted guilty of anything, but for the most part, America had basically established that George Zimmerman was in the wrong and that Trayvon was innocent. Okay? Now I'm talking about that's America's general perspective, not what's been proven in court. But when it came to hazing, everyone was kind of all over the place. Some people thought it was okay, some people thought it was wrong, some people thought it's a tradition, some people think it's not a tradition. When someone dies as a result of hazing, other people think, oh well, that's just how it is. Other people say it's murder. So when you're dealing with topics like that, when people are all over the place about it, there's not one general, train of thought as far as the American public is concerned. It can be very tough to conquer those, to discuss those kind of topics. But I'm glad we did it. I'm glad that was the season 2 premiere for this show. I'm glad. And regardless of what I know people out there may have been saying about it, because one thing about it is people say, oh, I heard, y'all did this and y'all did that. And my question is, did you listen to the show? Did you listen to the show? And that's one thing of being a talk show host that you do have to face sometimes. People coming up to you with all these allegations. Oh, I heard you did this. I heard you did that. No, we didn't. We didn't even know. Listen to the show. It's on YouTube. It's on the Late Night with Ed Moore III website. If you have any questions, I will give you the link to the show and you can listen to it. And 9 times out of 10, people will come back and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't listen to the show. So, to all of you, my guests, Mr. Stefan Middleton, Miss Carol